Good morning, traders. Welcome back. It is Monday, March 16th. So I'm in my first trade of the week. It's GbpUsd. I just woke up about 40 minutes ago. My alarm normally goes off at 5 a.m. But before daylight savings time, I was waking up before my alarm, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But now with the daylight savings time, it's interesting, I'm not getting up as early. So today I was getting out of bed at 5 o'clock and I opened up our group chat on my phone. I'll show you right here. And some of the guys in our VIP chat were talking about GbpUsd. If I scroll back, you could see asking about it here. Jafar is in at 517. He was in. Ryan is in it here. Got in on GU. Shaba's in it. Tim is in it. Kareem is in it. So you're seeing everybody in our VIP chat following the same idea because everybody in this chat has taken their courses and speaks the same language. So it makes sense, and that's kind of why we built the community this way. So everybody's in the idea. I get up, I see everybody looking at it, I look at it on my phone, I like the formation, I'm going to show you here in a second, and instantly I went into profit. So I put 1% risk on it, and I'm up 40 pips already. My stop loss initially was about 28 pips away. So when I was up about 29 or 30, a little bit more than 1 hour, I closed half the trade, which is why you see only one of my positions left in. I had 2 originally. And after I closed that half, I've now left the rest of it in to continue to fall. So if you look on the 1 minute, you can see we had the strong push here, 515, 516. That's when I was up and finally got to the desk to take the entry. And I knew if it retraced this push, that's where I would not want to be in the trade anymore. So that's why the stop level was right here near that 250 EMA on the 1 minute. From there, I'm looking for it to hold this yellow line, the 8 EMA. And that's exactly what it's done all morning so far in this trade. If you take a look at the 15 minute, this is really where I got the idea. Look at the TDI here, down underneath that 50 value. We love that for shorts. And you can see the push last week was short. So again, I'm not going to try to buck the trend. Stock futures, I haven't even turned the TV on yet. Futures are limit down already to stop the hurt. So we're going to see stocks probably open and go lower today. I think that is negative for the US dollar, and you're going to see that continue to create volatility here in the Forex market. I mean, already this morning, Euro CAD moved 260 pips. So there's some volatility. Euro NZD from the start of the day so far to the top of the pin, 470 pips. If you look at GBP NZD, look at the changeover of a week there. That's about 800 pips. So the volatility is still there this week, which is why I'm still holding a piece of GU. This easily could come down another 100 pips. Easily. For the position that I have in. It could be up 140 by the end of the day, maybe even more. As long as it holds this 8 EMA on every time frame, that's how I use my first exit signal. As long as it's holding the 8 EMA, I'm leaving a piece of the trade in. So that's where we're at. You saw a couple times here, I'm up 35 pips, 33 pips on the position. So being that it's still early and only 540, I'm going to let this develop. I already made money on this. Most of the trade is closed because I took a little bit more than 50%. At that 1 hour price, and now we're letting it rip. We'll see if it closes for a new low of day and if it wants to continue down towards this 122 level, maybe even 121.50. We'll see. Candle by candle is the best way to manage it. So if you're new, I appreciate you being here, checking out my videos. Do me a favor, if you have any questions or any comments, just drop them down below. I answer everybody. And if you are like brand new to the team, hit the thumbs up button for me so we spread this value to the rest of the community. And also make sure you subscribe down below that red button, that we don't miss any future videos as well. So it's 5:41. I'll be back in a little bit. I'll keep you guys posted on how I manage this trade. Stay with me here so you can see exactly how I take it candle by candle. All right, guys, we are 2 minutes away now from 7 o'clock. As you can see, I am in with another position now. So originally, I had my risk split between 2 positions. After the first push down, taking us to about 1 hour, that's where I closed half the first trade. When it pulled back to the 15-minute 21 EMA, I liked the idea that I'm going to show you here of it then pulling down off that 21, signaling to me that that pullback was really a retest. So in that pullback, because I've seen this before, because it's part of our system, it's tested, it's proven, and it shows up over and over every single day, I know that more times than not, I can actually add in on that 21 EMA on a setup like this, and I can see it continue in my direction, so I can get a little bit more profit. And that's why I have another position in here, up about 26, 25 pips. Now, take a look here at the 15-minute with me. If we blow this up, we're frozen. If we blow this up, you can see the initial push off the 50, off the 21 EMA, then set us for a new low of day here. And again, this is Monday, so we're starting the week very bearish. But the TDI, the EMAs, the higher time frames, everything tells me that there's no reason to expect this to be the bottom. We're not going to trade like that. We never do. So in the initial push, that's where I took the first trade. In the pullback here, I'm seeing this almost as a retest of that initial breakout level that I got in off of. Now I'm looking for this to hold the 8 EMA, this yellow line here, on the 1 minute chart to continue down for the next 30 seconds or so. As long as we hold there, then we're going to close on the 15-minute bearish off the 21 EMA, which is going to signal to me that we then should see another 15 minutes of drop. Now, this divergence that I have drawn here on the 15-minute is important to note because I think it takes away some of the strength in the setup. Had this divergence not been there, had the RSI not been rising and price not been falling, it would have been a more probable setup. But I think you take note of it, you size down like I did. I didn't smack this with 3% risk, and you still take these readable risk-reward setups following the system. So the divergence is there. The 1 minute looks like it's going to close well here at 7 o'clock. Let's see. We're getting pushed here now into the 7 o'clock candle, which is fine because in this candle, let's see here. 15 minutes, a little laggy. There you go. In this candle, I'm expecting it to come down. Even if it wants to retest the 8 EMA with a pin, I'm expecting bearish movement because this bar off the 21 shows me strength compared to the pullback here. Now, this is all stuff we talk about in our course. This isn't just stuff that I'm making up on the fly here today. This is behind the repeatable A1 entry system. Shift candle, pull back to the 21. You know what type of formation you're looking for. You know how to use the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame to feed the idea here. And that's what we're looking to do for the next 15 minutes. So again, I'm going to let it do its thing. I'll let it pull back and hit the 8 EMA. But as long as we can hold this yellow line here on the 15 minute, even if it's sideways, I'm going to look to still stay in this trade and see if we can make our way down towards this divergence line. If we break this divergence line on the RSI and on price action, we're going lower. Absolutely. So 701 here, you see I'm still in the trade. I have this add in now up about 11, 12 pips from the entry. We're going to give it some more time. All right, guys, it is 7:17. I am out of the trade. So I just closed everything that I had left, that second add in, and what I had left on the first position because the previous 15-minute candle close does show me some weakness. Normally, after a 2-candle formation like this off the 21 EMA, I'm looking for strong, in this situation, bearish momentum, movement in the same direction. Because we slowed, yes, we're holding the 8 EMA, and that's what I've been saying is a really good exit signal, but I just know from my backtesting that this type of slowing, rather than strong bearish momentum, tells me that there's not as much strength in this move as I want there to be. That could be because of this 15-minute divergence that's building from Friday afternoon here where it hit oversold on the RSI into that initial pump down that we were in. This very, very well could retest the, let me say that again, this very well could retest the divergence line here and bounce. That divergence can be strong. So seeing that I was late on the entry, right, when I got in, should have been in higher, but I wasn't awake. Seeing that I was late, seeing that I was blue, I'm more than happy to take this win and move on to the next one good trade. I don't need to hold this all day. Of course, I could be right and it could be falling. I mean, if you look at the higher time frames, this definitely could continue lower. We know that, yes, it's oversold, but it's outside the 8 EMA, and we've seen how well it can hold that 8 EMA and just continue. So while I never would call a bottom, I think the trend continues to the downside. I'm still going to take my win and just move on to the next one good trade, like I said. If I'm wrong and it continues lower, great. There's no harm in that. But if I'm right, I bagged a winner and I got out at a great price. So that's why I'm moving on, like I said, to the next one good trade. If it continues outside the 8 EMA and it falls all day, I'll come back later, analyze it, mark it up, and maybe see what I could do better next time as far as leaving a piece on, maybe locking the stop like I do with a lot of the trades and letting it fall. But either way, with this divergence here, being late on the entry, two things that are pretty serious when you look at the checklist of parameters on our system, two things that I would say took this down to that C setup grade. I'm more than happy with the win. So I hope you guys are taking value out of this. I hope you can see that we're making money here. 2 hours in the morning at 7:19. I was up at 5 o'clock. We're done. You don't have to keep trading. I'm going to still look to see if I can find another one, but I'm just looking for the next one good trade. If it doesn't come today, I'll get it tomorrow. And even here, look at the candle now kind of pushing back higher. So you're seeing some weakness in this 15-minute candle now on GbpUsd. So I'm very happy with the trade here. It was easy to identify, easy to follow the group. Everybody's making money. And now, like I was saying, we just move on to the next one good trade. And that's where I kind of want to make sure everybody understands the focus always is. It's one good trade at a time. What's the entry? Where's the stop? What's the risk? What's the take profit? When am I getting out of this thing potentially early? Okay, good. When's the next one good trade? Let me do that over and over and over again. And that's what leads to the consistency. So it's 7:20. We'll see if we find anything else. But I appreciate you guys being here for the trade. I hope you found some value. If you have any questions, you know the deal. Drop a comment below. And I'll see you guys in the next recap.